It was in early November a few years ago that I was doing short little animal readings for customers in a wonderful shop in South Haven, Michigan that was called Decadent Dogs. And people would bring their dogs and sometimes even cats or photos of them. And it was kind of like being Santa Claus. It was fun. I was in the chair at the back of the store and people lined up with their dogs and came up to me just for a short little conversation, one at a time. And so I got to talk to a lot of different dogs. There was one lady that I remember who, she and her dog came up to me, and I don't know what we asked or talked about very briefly. And then just as we were winding up, as I was winding up talking to her and her dog, I asked the dog, "Is there anything you want to tell your mom?" And I didn't hear words, but I got this image of what looked like a big cloud of fluffy pink stuff. It kind of almost reminded me of cotton candy or something. It was just a big fluffy pink pile of something. And I described it to the mom and I said, it almost reminds me of cotton candy. And she said, "Oh no, I never give them cotton candy." And I said, "No, it's not that it is that, but is there something like that that the dog would know about?" And she couldn't think of anything. And so we said goodbye and she stepped away. And as the next person stepped up in from the line, she turned back and she came back and said, "Wait a minute, I might know what that is." And she pulled her phone out of her pocket and punched up a picture of her other dog who she had not brought along that day. And she showed me the picture, and it was a dog sitting on a bed, and he was a big white standard poodle, very curly and fluffy, only instead of white, he was pink. And I said, "Well, yeah, that's probably it." And she then explained that for Halloween a couple weeks earlier, she had tried to dye that dog red, but the dye hadn't taken. And so he had ended up a big fluffy pink mess. So when I said to the other dog, "Is there anything you want to tell your mom?" it was like he was saying,